Okay, guys, what's going on? So, Saul Canelo Alvarez has vacated his 160-pound title. But before we get into that, I just want to apologise for lack of uploads. I've been very, 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 very busy, and I've been doing some. I tried to get some quick uploads out, but it's been very difficult to be able to get it edited and upload it and everything because I've just had a lot going on. So please just bear with me. Now. Alvarez vacating his 160-pound title. Everybody seems to be talking about the exact same thing. I'm going to give a bit of a different twist on it. Let me go straight to the point. Everybody's saying Canelo is scared of Triple G. He's ducked Triple G because he's vacated the 160-pound belt. Now, I admit, first of all, that Canelo's my favourite fighter, based upon his style, based upon the fact that he fought Lara when he didn't have to. He was a difficult style and Canelo faced him. I think we see a lot of fighters nowadays cherry-picking their way in terms of styles because certain fighters struggle with certain styles and perform better against other styles. And they will avoid certain styles to make themselves look better. Canelo faced Lara, and outside of Triple G, you have to say that Canelo, you can't really find anybody that Canelo has ducked or that he's avoided. It's been Triple G from here to there. That's all it's been. But it's a big, big enigma. It's a big, big avoid, a big, big duck from Canelo, we can say. But is it really Saul Canelo Alvarez that is ducking Triple G? Because let me just explain something, right? Let me explain a fighter's mentality, a fighter's psychology. If we look back at Mike Tyson, who was a prime example, right, of someone who we've seen and been able to study on a magnifying glass because he's opened up a lot in his later life, right? He has opened up a lot in terms of his personality, his psychology, the way he used to think as a fighter, the animal that Cus D'Amato made him, and who he really was. Mike Tyson was a guy who appeared fearless, but he used to fear. He used to have a lot of fear inside him, very, very scared, cried before his first fight. And he used to cry before fights, and he was really, really petrified inside. But he used to go there with supreme confidence and do the job. Okay, fighters feel that on their day that they are the best. That's just the mentality of a fighter. You cannot be in boxing, right, and last 12 rounds and get through championship rounds and struggle and go through that training if you have in your mind that on your day you're not the best. Because if you don't feel like that, then you can never become a world champion. You can't reach the pinnacle of boxing and reach the elite levels that these fighters have reached. And Canelo Alvarez is definitely 110% one of them fighters with supreme self-confidence. Supreme self-confidence. However, this move with Triple G Gennady Golovkin, what's happened with the 160 belt being vacated by Canelo, I'm going to say this. I'm going to say it's a clean duck. Okay, Canelo's my favourite fighter, and I love Canelo, but is it a duck by Canelo? Now, can you guys all sit there and say that Canelo Alvarez feels that he'd lose to Triple G, and even if he did, that he'd be scared to fight Triple G? Because Canelo, I think a certain segment of him does it for the money, but I do think that Canelo Alvarez trains for passion. He's still young. He wears his Mike Tyson tops, his Ali Cassius Clay tops, and he's really proud. He's a proud Mexican fighter. Okay, and he's very, very proud, and he loves boxing. Okay, that's what he is as a boxer, and Alvarez is out there to make a name for himself. Canelo has said from day dot, I want the fight against Triple G. However, there have been other people in his camp, including Oscar De La Hoya and his trainers, who didn't want that fight for him. So for me, I'm going to say this. I'm going to say, yes, it's a duck by the Canelo camp, but I don't think it's a duck by Canelo. I think Oscar De La Hoya doesn't fancy the fight with Gennady Golovkin. I think that his trainers don't fancy the fight with Gennady Golovkin. And because of this, even if Canelo wants it, they're not going to be willing to make the fight at 160 pounds. Now, do I think they'll fight Triple G at 155? I think they'll fight him at 155. I think that's the best weight for Canelo. I think for him, that's his ideal weight, obviously, because he's been campaigning there. If they got Triple G down to 155, the cards would be in Canelo's hands. Now, I'm going to give you a slightly different take on this, because everybody's been bashing Canelo, okay? But I'm going to give, in terms of a business standpoint, where Oscar De La Hoya and these guys are coming from, I'm going to tell you where they're coming from. I think that vacating the 160 belt, right, giving themselves more time, is actually, it gives Canelo more leverage, because when you vacated the belt, right, and Gennady Golovkin now holds the WBC belt, right, what was probably happening in the negotiations was Canelo's team was saying, look, we want to fight at 155 pounds. And I think the weight thing is a big thing. Triple G's like, no, I want to fight at 160. Plus, there'll be a split thing, and Triple G will be like, no, I deserve this much of a split, and I want this much of a split. I'm a mandatory. Either give me my belt, or either listen to my demands, or give me my belt. And I think what's happened is they've got to a point where Triple G's not budging because he's mandatory. He knows he gets the belt, and he knows that Canelo would have to bow down to him. So Canelo's team thought, do you know what? Forget this. It's not going anywhere. Triple G's not willing to sacrifice on the weight. He's not moving down to 155. The interviews from Abel Sanchez and Canelo Alvarez back this up, right? And they probably thought to themselves, no, we're not moving down weight. We're going to fight you at 160. Whatever's right and whatever's wrong, it is what it is. And Triple G he's right in this situation. Like Canelo should fight him at 160. But this is boxing, this is politics, and this is how it works. Triple G probably would have, Triple G's team, Abel Sanchez, they want it at 160. Canelo's team wants it at 155. Okay? And if you're fighting at 160, you shouldn't, in my opinion, dictate to the other fighter that you want to fight at 160. However, Canelo has vacated the belt. He's no longer a 160 champion. It was Miguel Cotto who got that 160-pound belt at the 155-pound catch limit, and then Canelo's faced Cotto at that catch weight, and he's only had one defense against Amir Khan. Okay, so he's not really been a legit 160 champion, although he is. He's not really a 160 fighter. See, if you're making 155, you can actually make 155, irrespective of what you can hydrate up to. Triple G can hydrate up to all he wants. It doesn't matter. You know, in boxing we have day before weigh-ins, and the thing is that you have all that time to hydrate up to whatever weight you feel comfortable in. No, but she's Triple G. He's not a 160-pound fighter because on come fight night he doesn't weigh 160. He weighs above. Canelo weighs considerably above, and even though he might weigh more than Triple G come fight night, that doesn't mean that he holds the advantage, because when you're hydrating up that much, you're actually gonna give a little bit of give a little bit of the pie in terms of your speed, your sluggishness. You're going to lose something somewhere as well. Although you're going to gain power, you're going to become bigger, you are going to lose something by hydrating up that much. If they weighed in where Canelo weighed in at 175 and Triple G was weighing in at 165, and then they fought that same day, that's different, because they've not hydrated. You know, there's always drawbacks to hydrating up to that limit. And for me, I think that although Canelo is bigger than Triple G, I don't think that it's beneficial for him to fight Triple G at the full 160 limit, because he's stand a better chance at Triple G wagering Triple G back down to 155. Okay, I'm talking in terms of Canelo's camp. I don't agree with that, but I'm just telling you that that's how Canelo's camp are going to be looking at it. But is Canelo really a 160 fighter? Yeah, he could easily make 160, but is he optimal at 160? If you can make 154 and perform better at 154 than you would at 160, then what are you? Are you optimal at 154 or are you optimal at 160? Canelo Alvarez, in my opinion, is going to perform better at 154 pounds than he is at 160. He's going to muscle the smaller guys, right? In 160, he's going to struggle with height, reach, power, everything. At 154, he dominates. Okay? So for me, I think that Canelo Alvarez's team are doing the right thing for them. Okay, and these things are there. It's not Canelo's fault that boxing is like this. It is like this, and you have the rules where you can do this, and he's not disobeying rules. You can hydrate it up to whatever you want. So I think what's happened here, right, is very simple. I think Oscar De La Hoya doesn't fancy the Triple G fight at 160, neither do his team. I think if they're going to take this fight, they're going to take it at 155 pounds. I think the reason they vacated the belt is so that they can get more leverage, because although Triple G becomes the champion, right, what's he going to say to Canelo now? Can't say anything now because he's vacated the belt, right? So with him vacating the belt, Canelo's saying, look, let's fight, but let's do it at 155, right? And they probably still are negotiating, trying to get this fight to 155, to say that, look, we haven't ducked Triple G, and now Triple G doesn't hold the card where he can say, you know, where he's holding the title and this and that. It's nothing to do with the title anymore. Now it's just a matter of who's got more power in boxing, and Canelo Alvarez holds the pay-per-view numbers. Canelo Alvarez holds the money. Canelo Alvarez has pretty much got everything in his back pocket, apart from that one thing, which was the belt, which he's given up now. So now Triple G has no leverage, because he's got the belt. If he wants to fight against Canelo, he's going to have to fight him 155. And for me, I think that in boxing, we've seen this recently. We've seen it. It's always happened like this. Oscar De La Hoya, Pacquiao, Mayweather. They so many times happen where they have to get a breakout fight, and the breakout fight, you got to kiss ass. You know, you've got to give something. And Triple G wants everything his way. Everything his way. And Canelo's the name. So if you're the name in boxing, you're the powerhouse, you got the stronghold, and you're the one who's fought the names, which Canelo has. He's fought Cotto, he's fought Mayweather, he's even fought Khan, who people forget this, but Khan going in wasn't like a heavy underdog. He wasn't a heavy underdog. Quite a few people gave him a chance. You know, if you look at in terms of Canelo's fights, what the numbers were in terms of the betting odds for Canelo. And then you look at the betting odds for Triple G. Triple G has been a very, very heavy favourite because, let's be honest, he's fought nobody. Canelo fought somebody. He fought Cotto. He fought Shane Mosley when he was younger. He's fought Mayweather. He's fought even Matthew Hatton, and he's fought Khan. He's fought some names. You know what I mean? Like Matthew Hatton was a bad example, but do you get what I mean? He has fought some good names in boxing. Canelo has. He's fought Lara, who is a very very good fighter. He's even beaten Austin Trout. Where are these pound for pound? These guys at 154 pounds, who Canelo's facing 155, 154, whatever you want to call it, Cotto, Trout, Lara, even Khan, Mayweather, where are these fighters in comparison to Triple G's record? So Canelo Alvarez, in my opinion, really holds. I rate Canelo because he's fought these fighters. If this is just this is one fight with Triple G, it's not. You got to look at the records overall. And Triple G's fought nobody. Triple G didn't move up to fight Andre Ward. Let's face it. Did Triple G face Andre Ward? No, he didn't. Okay, Lara's been calling him out. Okay, has he faced Lara? No, he hasn't. Now, is that his fault or is it promotional? I don't know, right, with the whole thing with the Lara situation, but definitely with Andre Ward, that fight could have got made. Triple G denied it. Their team didn't want it, right? He didn't move up to fight Andre Ward. Canelo's not moving up to fight Triple G. Big what to do? And Triple G should have faced Ward in my opinion, but he ducked Ward because he didn't think he could win. Maybe he thought he could win, but Abel Sanchez and his team didn't think that it was a good fight for him, and it was a risky fight for him. So for me, I like Triple G, but with this whole situation with Canelo, I don't think that Canelo is the one who's scared. I think his team are doing wrong. I think his team are in the wrong. I think they should take the fight. And I think that if you're going to fight at the 160, once for the 160 title, and fight on 160. But is Canelo fighting on 160? He's no longer a 160 champion. He's vacated his title, so you can't say that to him where, well, then why are you... This is what everyone was saying, is... Okay, so if you're optimally fighting at 154, then why are you fighting for the WBC 160 belt? He's not anymore. He's vacated it. If he moves back down to 154 now, you guys can't say squat to him. Because he's fighting, he's making 154, he's forming at 154. He's doing exactly what Triple G is doing at 160. He's staying at 160. He's not moving a pound above. He's not moving a pound below. He's used to making 160. Comment section below, subscribe as always. Let me know what you think. Saul Alvarez, I don't think he's the one to blame. I think it's Oscar De La Hoya. I think it's his team. I think Alvarez will face anyone, as all boxers will. And I think that if Triple G wants to fight now, he should take a slight pay cut, move to 155 and fight Canelo there. Otherwise, I don't think Canelo should go to 160 because who the hell has Triple G faced? Has he taken any risks that Canelo's taken? Canelo took on Lara. And you remember how close that fight was before going into that fight. Look at it prior. How close was the Trout fight, the Lara fight, the Mayweather fight? Canelo was underdog against Mayweather. He took the fights. Even the Khan fight was close. The Cotto fight was so close. Going in, who has Triple G faced, right? Where we can say that this was a difficult fight. And for those of you who say that everybody's ducked, not everybody ducked him. Andre Ward didn't duck him. Andre Ward was a fight there, and he could have taken it. Lara is a fight that he's been calling Triple G out as well. Okay? And I don't know why the Lara fight hasn't been made. But there have been fights out there for Triple G that he could have taken, and Andre Ward is definitely the one there. And no one talks about that. So comment section below, subscribe as always. This is my take. I know Triple G fans are going to give me hate, but this is just the truth. This is Be Real TV. And I bet, guys.